Landmarks are the most familiar and recognizable structures in the world. They are often featured on postcards, travel brochures, and tourism advertisements. Some of these landmarks were built centuries ago, while others were constructed recently. Some are known for their historical importance, others for their beauty of their architecture, and some because they're just so weird you couldn't help but notice them. And in this video, we're going to explore 27 of the most famous landmarks in the world. The list isn't ranked by any criteria really, except that these are all highly recognizable structures that have become synonymous with their respective cities and countries. Do you like to travel? Are you curious about everything that the world has to offer? Well, then make sure you subscribe to the channels and, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And also don't forget to tap that bell icon to turn on notifications so you know when new videos are out. Without any further ado, let's get started. Number 27. The Blue Mosque, Istanbul, Turkey. The Blue Mosque is a popular tourist attraction in Istanbul. The mosque was designed and built between 1609 and 1616. The interior of the Blue Mosque is covered with blue Iznik tiles, which are believed to have been inspired by the sea near Istanbul. The mosque has 6 minarets and is topped with a blue cupola. The interior of the mosque features many windows that let in natural light, which help to illuminate the beautiful tiles. Number 26. Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco, USA. The Golden Gate Bridge is a suspension bridge that spans the Golden Gate, which is a strait between San Francisco and Marin County to the north. The bridge connects Highway 101 on its south side with State Route 1 on the north side. It has become an iconic symbol of California, and it's been celebrated in popular culture. The bridge is known worldwide as an engineering marvel, especially considering its location. The strait is extremely deep, and the ocean floor drops off sharply from the shores of San Francisco, making conventional construction techniques impossible. Number 25. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. This is the most famous landmark in all of Europe, and it stands as a symbol of France. It was built for the World's Fair in 1889 and has been featured in hundreds of movies over the years. The Eiffel Tower also served as a radio antenna during World War II and was used by American soldiers to send messages back home. The Eiffel Tower, measuring 984 feet from the ground level to the top of its lightning rod, was once the tallest structure in the world and remains one of France's most recognizable monuments. After sunset, you'll see why this must-visit destination in France is known as the City of Light. The Eiffel Tower puts on a dazzling light show every hour on the hour after dark. Number 24. Ahu Tongariki, Easter Island, Chile. One of the most famous Easter Island landmarks and one of the best preserved is this. The Ahu is known as the Great Astronomical Observatory because it contains several Maui statues with their backs to the sea and heads towards the sun. The Ahu was built with stone tools and is believed to have been constructed sometime between the 16th and 18th centuries. The Ahu is used for religious ceremonies and human sacrifices. Today, the site is one of the most visited tourist attractions on the Easter Island. Number 23. Angkor Wat, Siem Reap, Cambodia. The largest religious monument in the world, Angkor Wat, is a magnificent temple complex built by the Khmer Empire. It was constructed as a Hindu shrine to Vishnu, but it was later converted into a Buddhist temple. Angkor Wat is one of the most visited landmarks in Cambodia, and it's easy to see why. The temple complex is filled with ancient ruins, stunning architecture, and beautiful landscapes. Number 22. The Acropolis, Athens, Greece. The Acropolis is one of the most important and famous ancient sites in Athens, Greece. It is the largest ancient religious center that has survived intact to this day. The ancient citadel sits high above the city, offering stunning views of Athens and its surrounding landscapes. The iconic Parthenon is perhaps the most famous feature, but there are many other buildings to explore as well. From the main entrance, you'll find yourself surrounded by ancient ruins and Erechtheion temples that were built during the Golden Age of Athens in the 5th century BC. The Acropolis is a classic example of a site that you don't miss it, don't do it. Number 21. Stonehenge, Wiltshire, UK. Stonehenge is one of the most famous ancient monuments in the world, I'm sure you already knew. It's a set of standing stones arranged in a circle. The structure has been dated to approximately 3000 BC and is believed to have been used as an astronomical calendar, as well as being a place of worship. The site is owned and managed by the National Trust, and it is a popular tourist destination in the UK. It's been used as a location for many films and TV shows, including Doctor Who, Aliens vs. Predator, and Sherlock Holmes' Game of Shadows. Number 20. Sydney Opera House, Sydney, Australia. The Sydney Opera House is a multi-venue performing arts center in the heart of Australia's biggest city. It consists of several performance halls, each with its own unique architecture and design. The most famous is the large concert hall, which seats 2,700 people and often hosts international opera and ballet performances. This iconic building is one of the most recognizable buildings in the world, I'd say. That's a pretty safe bet. It's especially popular with tourists because it's located right next to the Sydney Harbour, which offers stunning views of the surrounding area, and it's in Nemo. Number 19. Taj Mahal, Agra, India. The Taj Mahal is an ivory white marble mausoleum located in Agra, India. The Taj Mahal was built by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal, and it took 22 years to complete. The Taj Mahal is considered one of the finest examples of Mughal architecture and is one of the 7 wonders of the world. The Taj Mahal attracts over 12 million visitors every year, making it one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. Number 18. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, Pisa, Italy. The tower is one of the most famous landmarks in Italy, and it's pretty easy to see why. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is an iconic symbol of Italian culture, and it's also a beautiful piece of architecture. The Leaning Tower of Pisa had to become a straight tower, of course, but even before he was finished, he was already crooked. The ground under the tower is too soft. As a result, the tower began to slump after the start of its construction in 1174. Today, the tower is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Italy. It's been claimed that if you twist your head to the side while looking at it, it looks like it's straight. Number 17. Burj Khalifa, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. At a mind-boggling 2,722 feet, the Burj Khalifa is a true architectural marvel. Built in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates in 2004, it is the tallest building in the world. It took over 5 years for its construction team to complete the remarkable building, and even more amazing is that it only took 57 days to construct its iconic spire, atop of which sits a huge globe made of aluminum covered with 24-karat gold. It is a truly remarkable feat of human engineering, and it shouldn't be missed by anyone who visits Dubai. Number 16. Machu Picchu, Machu Picchu Archaeological Park, Peru. Machu Picchu is a 15th century Inca citadel situated on a mountaintop in the Andes Mountains at 8,047 feet above sea level, above the Sacred Valley in Peru. It was built as an estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti, but it was abandoned just 50 years after its completion. The site has since become one of the most famous tourist attractions in South America and one of the most visited sites in all of Peru. Number 15. AlKazna, Petra, Jordan. Also known as the Treasury, AlKazna is one of the most famous landmarks in Jordan. It is a large rock-cut tomb that dates back to around 100 BCE. The structure was carved into a hillside and depicts ancient Nabatean culture. The stunning mausoleum is 127 feet high and it's 80 feet wide, and its state of preservation is mind-blowing. AlKazna was carved out starting from the top down using only simple iron chisels and hammers. The building, which served as a funerary temple, influenced classical Greek architecture and is now a popular tourist attraction. Number 14. Neuschwanstein Castle, Schwangau, Germany. The palace is a popular tourist attraction in Germany and has inspired many works of fiction. It was built by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, and as a retreat it is located on an island in the middle of a lake with mountains surrounding it. The palace was inspired by the medieval castles of the Rhine Valley and is considered to be one of the most romantic places in the world. It's become a symbol for Germany, representing its rich cultural heritage. Number 13. The Grand Palace, Bangkok, Thailand. The dazzling, spectacular Grand Palace is undoubtedly the most famous landmark in Bangkok. It's one must-see sight that no visit to the city will be complete without. It was built in 1782, and for 150 years it was the home of the Thai king, the royal court, and the administrative seat of government. The Grand Palace Bangkok is considered the spiritual heart of the Kingdom of Thailand, and the palace complex features several impressive buildings, including the Temple of Emerald Buddha, Wat Phra Kaew, which houses the small but famous and widely revered Emerald Buddha dating back to the 14th century. Number 12. St. Basils Cathedral, Moscow, Russia. Standing at an impressive height of 17 meters, St. Basils Cathedral is one of Russia's most famous landmarks. It was commissioned by Ivan the Terrible in 1555, and it took over 20 years to complete. The building has 9 domes and more than 200 colorful mosaic designs on its exterior walls. The building is now a museum, and it offers tours and exhibits related to the church's history. Number 11. The Great Pyramids of Giza, Cairo, Egypt. The Giza Pyramids, built to endure in eternity, have done just that. The monumental tombs are relics of Egypt's Old Kingdom era, and were constructed some 4,500 years ago. Egypt's pharaohs expected to become gods in the afterlife, and to prepare for the next world, they erected temples to the gods and massive pyramid tombs for themselves, filled with all the things that every ruler would need to guide and sustain himself in the next world. Pharaoh Khufu began the first Giza Pyramid project, circa 2550 BC. His Great Pyramid is the largest in Giza and towers some 481 feet above the plateau. It's estimated 2.3 million stone blocks each, which weigh an average of 2.5 to 15 tons. Number 10. Blue Domes of Oia, Santorini, Greece. The Blue Domes of Oia are a popular destination for tourists to Santorini, Greece. The town itself is one of the most famous tourist destinations in the world. The Blue Domes are a series of buildings located on the edge of the caldera overlooking the Aegean Sea. The domes themselves were built in 1821, but have since been renovated over time to give them their current blue appearance. They're popular because they offer incredible views of Santorini, as well as its famous volcano Tholos Naftilos. Number 9. Mount Rushmore National Memorial, Keystone, South Dakota, USA. Mount Rushmore, a granite sculpture carved into the side of Mount Rushmore in Keystone, South Dakota, is one of America's most iconic landmarks. The massive work features the faces of 4 American presidents: George Washington, the first president; Thomas Jefferson, the third president; Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president; and Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president. The sculpture was started in 1927, and it took 14 years to complete. Number 8. Buckingham Palace, London, UK. Buckingham Palace is the official London residence of Her Majesty the Queen, and it's been that way since 1837. It's one of the most famous landmarks in the world, and it's easy to see why. It is a beautiful building that has played host to many important events in British history. The palace is also home to the Queen's Gallery and Royal Mews, where visitors can see royal carriages, coaches, and horses up close. Number 7. Mont Saint-Michel Abbey, Normandy, France. The Mont Saint-Michel Abbey is located within the city and the island of Mont Saint-Michel in Normandy, the department of Manche. This medieval Benedictine monastery is one of the most spectacular sights in Europe. Since Mont Saint-Michel is located in a channel, the tides are constantly changing. At high tide, Mont Saint-Michel can be reached via a newly constructed bridge, and during low tide, you can walk there via the mudflats. But the Bay of Mont Saint-Michel is not only special at low tide. The phenomenon called spring tide, which occurs every 14 days at a full moon, is, well, spectacular. Then the tide comes rolling in with the speed of a galloping horse, quote-unquote. During a walk around the island, you can enjoy the narrow streets surrounded by beautiful historic buildings. But the absolute highlight is, of course, the Abbey itself. Built in 708, the Benedictine monks spent a considerable period in this Benedictine monastery. And during the 100 Years' War, Mont Saint-Michel was also a military fortress. The Abbey later served as a prison for a while. Number 6. The Great Wall of China in Belgium. No, it's in China. The Great Wall of China is the most famous landmark in the world, or at least, one of them, and that's for a good reason. The Great Wall was built to protect China from invaders, and it still stands today. There's many sections of the wall that have been restored, but there's also parts that have remained unrestored. The Great Wall of China is often included in lists of the 7 wonders of the world. It's estimated that more than 1 million people died during its construction, which lasted over 1,500 years. The total length of all the sections of the Great Wall of China ever built adds up to about 13,171 miles, including overlapping sections that were rebuilt, making it the longest man-made structure in history. Number 5. La Sagrada Familia, Barcelona, Spain. La Sagrada Familia is a Roman Catholic church located in Barcelona, Spain. The building was designed by the famous architect Antoni Gaudí and is still under construction today. The church features a lot of unique architectural designs, such as its famous stained glass windows created by Joan Josep Subirachs, and the organ pipes on the ceiling that were inspired by a seashell. The building is also known for being extremely ornate and detailed. The church has been under construction since 1882, and it's still not finished today. Theoretically, La Sagrada Familia should be finished in 2026, the expected date for the completion of the most important works and the centenary of the death of its creator, Antoni Gaudi. Number 4. The Western Wall, Jerusalem, Israel. The Western Wall is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Israel. It's located in Jerusalem's Old City, and it's a remnant of the ancient wall that's surrounded by the Jewish temple compound. It is the most sacred spot for Jews to pray, and one of Judaism's holiest sites. The wall is also known as the Wailing Wall, because Jews have traditionally gone there to mourn. Number 3. The Colosseum, Rome, Italy. The Colosseum is considered one of Rome's most iconic buildings. It's been featured in countless films and videos. It's been considered one of the greatest works of Roman architecture and engineering. The Colosseum was used for gladiatorial conquests and public spectacles such as mock sea battles, animal hunts, executions, and reenactments of famous battles. This building was capable of seating 50,000 spectators, and it was used for centuries. Number 2. Christ the Redeemer, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Christ the Redeemer is a statue of Jesus Christ in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It stands 124 feet tall and it weighs 635 tons. It was sculpted by French artist Paul Landowski. The statue is made of reinforced concrete and soapstone. It's located at the peak of the 700-meter Corcovado mountain, overlooking the city of Rio de Janeiro. The statue has become one of the most recognizable icons in Brazil, and it's listed as one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Number 1. Statue of Liberty, New York, USA. Statue of Liberty is a colossal neoclassical sculpture on Liberty Island in New York Harbor, designed by Frederic Auguste Bartholdi, and is dedicated on October 28th in 1886. The copper statue, a gift from the people of France to the people of the United States, depicts a robed female figure representing Libertas, the Roman goddess of freedom. She holds a torch above her head, and in her left hand she carries a tabula ansata, inscribed with July 4th, 1776, or in Roman numerals, July IVMDCCLXXVI, thank God we moved on from those kinds of numbers, signifying American independence. The Statue of Liberty is a beacon for immigrants arriving from abroad. 1 million people visit annually, and it's become an icon of freedom and American values. And there's so many other iconic landmarks in the world, but we've decided to just limit this list to 27. So what are your thoughts of all these? Let us know in the comment section below, and if you got any topics you'd like us to cover, then just let us know in the comment section. Love to hear from you. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and also don't forget to subscribe and smack that bell icon for more videos like this. Got a lot of content coming your way, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one. Later.